Gertrude goes on to say they are not used to having things made for them or time spent on them, so they don't know how to be grateful. I'm a crafty person and made totes for them for their summer shuffle off to school to take things between homes since they don't have backpacks. They took them to their moms the first day and we never saw them again. Oh, that's sad. I listened to your show about not taking it personally, and that helped some, but I feel like they are so ungrateful. I want to be the role model and, oh, there you go. I want to be the role model and quote-unquote mother figure I know they need and deserve. I just don't know how to be patient with them, teach them, and not get so butthurt. His kids are a trigger for me, and I catch myself being irritated with them just because I expect them to do something irritating. This is an interesting one. I think kids in general for parents can, I'll say it this way and then I'll refine it. Kids can be a trigger, but that's not exactly true. What's true is that we have things within us that can be triggered, that may get triggered through our children. The kids are just kids. They're not the trigger in and of themselves. There's stuff within us. We have our own issues. We have our own control issues, abandonment issues, trauma issues. We have our own stuff. And that can get triggered by external stuff, but it's not the thing's fault exactly, right? They're just kids. They're kids who have had their own lives so far, 10, 11 years worth of living, and it sounds like it has not been ideal. So they have their own triggers, they have their own stuff. We have our own triggers, we have our own stuff. And these things are going to clash. And step parents are going to be triggers for the kids, and the kids are going to be triggers for the step parents. So I think it would help in general to not blame other people for how we feel. In general, some people who attack us, some people who are overtly triggering to us, like they're encroaching on our space, they're outright attacking us, they're calling us names. Yeah, our feelings can be attributed to them, right? More or less. In general, I think especially when it comes to kids, they do things to assert themselves, they do things to prove we don't have control over them, and that's to be expected. So the issue is, are they triggering, or is my need to assert control triggering? And again, this is not about Gertrude, this is in general, because control is a constant issue that I see when I work with parents. Parents want to have control over the situation, right? So the issue is not the kids, the issue is my need for control. My need for control conflicts with maybe a stepchild or my own child that also wants to assert control. The issue is not my child, the issue is my need for control, right? So the sooner we let go of, and I know that's not the ideal way of just saying, well, let it go. But the sooner that we can soften that through our own self-regulation, the sooner that the kids, quote unquote, will not be a trigger. Also, a step-parent may not align with what the stepchild wants or needs or is ready for. So what we want out of the situation may not align with what they want or with what they need. I think that it's up for a parent to recognize where a kid's at and to attempt to meet them there. Now, parents can, of course, have higher expectations, set the bar higher. I think it's actually really important, and I would recommend parents do that. But at the same time, as we're doing that, we also have to realize and understand with empathy and with compassion that they're just not there. And it's not about us. It's not about the step parent. That's just where they're at. So the sooner we can meet them there, but also in my mind, it's like, well, I'll meet you there empathetically. I'm with you. I can connect with you, but I do expect better at the same time. I think those do not conflict. I think those go hand in hand. When it comes to attempting to make a connection with them, whether it be through making things for them or inviting them to cook with us or just wanting to play and go swimming together, when it comes to that, they just might not be ready for that kind of bonding or connection. I don't even know if these, not just these, but stepchildren in general, they may not have even had that with their own biological mom or dad or parent. So if they haven't even had that with them, being able to build that with a step parent is going to be a lot more difficult. If they don't have a history of co-regulation, of safe connection and attachment, building that with someone brand new, especially while all these dynamics are going on, it just may not be, it might be too much of an ask or of an expectation. So can you expect that someday that'll happen and do the best you can to make it happen? Sure. But at the same time, we also have to expect and realize and understand that right now, they're just not there. And that a healthy amount of space right now is a good idea. And then hopefully the amount of space that we can, like literal space or emotional space, will lessen as time goes on, hopefully.